So it's been a few years and I've been experimenting with how my workspace is set up inside Premiere Pro. And I have to say, I think I landed on a setup that I really enjoy. So I wanted to share that in this video with you guys. If you're curious on how do I set up my workspace, where are the best places to put panels inside Premiere Pro, and what I think is the most optimal. Let's dive in. All right, so the first thing that I did is I mapped out exactly where I wanted to put everything. So the first thing is I kind of mapped out where I wanted all my panels to be, kind of like the structure or the bones of everything. For sure, what I wanted was the timeline down at the bottom and the program monitor up in the center. That way I don't have to turn my head to the right or the left that much when I'm editing. In addition to this, I also use the source monitor as well in this panel. When it comes to the source monitor, I will say that it really depends on your editing style. I personally don't use the source monitor and the program monitor at the same time, so I feel like stacking them inside the same panel group works for me. But if you work differently, this might not be the optimal setup for you. In this video, it's really up to personal preference. I'm just sharing what works best for me in my video editing. And as I mentioned, the timeline will be down below. Now in the top left area, or the whole left side, what I'm gonna do is put my project in that area. And then in the top right area, I'm gonna put my effects controls and my properties panel up there. I'm also gonna go ahead and put my effects panel on the left-hand side along with my project panel. In addition to effects, I'm also gonna place the Lumetri color panel on the left side as well. And then the Lumetri scopes, I'm actually gonna put at the top right, next to the program monitor. So that way I can adjust the color while also seeing the result in the center and seeing my scopes right to the right of that. Now when it comes to audio, I'm gonna put the essential sound panel on the left-hand side, and then I'm gonna put the audio track mixer on the right-hand side. That way I can see both at the same time, which is really helpful. I also went ahead and put the text panel at the left-hand side as well, along with the graphic templates panel. And this works out nicely. That way the graphic templates panel is on the left side, and the properties panel where I go to edit my graphics is at the top right side. I also threw in the markers at the bottom left, and then the search panel at the top right. Now when it comes to audio meters and my tools panel, I'm gonna put those both with my timeline. So the audio meters will be on the right-hand side, and the tools menu will be on the left-hand side. All right, so now that we have our final layout, let's dive in and see how do we create this layout inside Premiere Pro. I also wanted to mention that I also have extensions that I use, and based on my setup, I have those on an extra monitor. So just to show you guys, I'm gonna show you a little bit behind the scenes here. As you can see here, this is my monitor. So I have a nice wide monitor here in my final setup, but to the right, I'm working on a MacBook. So I have an additional screen, which I figured I could put in different extensions that I use inside Premiere Pro. But now let's see how we can construct this inside Premiere Pro. So if you're looking at my screen here, I kind of adjusted my settings to the ultra wide format. That way you can see exactly how wide my monitor is. Your monitor might be different, but this is the actual aspect ratio of my monitor. In my normal tutorials, usually I rearrange it so it's 1920 by 1080, so you're seeing it a little wider, but still inside a 1920 by 1080 canvas, if that makes sense on YouTube. So first things first, let's reset our workspace to the editing workspace. So this is the default out of the box Premiere Pro setup here. And what I'm gonna do is go back up to my workspaces button and click on save as new workspace. And you can name your workspace. So, I'm gonna name this my workspace and click OK. You can name that anything you'd like, and now we can start rearranging our panels. Now, what's nice is the timeline and the tools panel and the audio meters are kind of where I wanted them. The audio meters should be a little bigger. I'm gonna click and drag the middle bar in between the timeline and the program monitor, just a little bit there. And the timeline, I'm gonna make a little bit smaller here. But the big thing we need to focus on is moving the project panel all the way to the left side here. So what I'm going to do is just click and drag, and you'll see that you'll be able to move the panel around. I'm just going to go to the left side here. So you can see I let go when it was that green left side. And what we can do is just click and drag the left side to make it smaller. So now we kind of have our base. And essentially what we're going to do now is start rearranging where we want the panels to be. The program monitor should be in the center like I talked about. So I'm going to move it over here. In the effects controls panel, we're going to move it to the very right side. So I'm going to move it over there along with the audio clip mixer. The metadata, I don't really use that much, so I'm going to close out that panel. If I don't use one of the panels, I'm going to close them out as we go through them here and add in the panels I do use. So I'm going to click and drag the audio track mixer over here. Going back to the audio clip mixer, I usually don't use the clip mixer, so I'm going to close that panel. But I do use the track mixer quite a bit. So we have our program and source monitor in the correct area here. Then if we take a look at the bottom here, we have the media browser. I usually don't use the media browser that much, so I'm going to click and close that out. The graphic templates, we're going to move that to the left side. The libraries, I usually don't use it. If I did use it or start using it a lot more, I'd probably put it on the left side. But for now, I'm just going to click close panel. Same with the info, I usually close that out. The effects we're going to put at the left. The markers we're going to put at the left. The history I'm going to close out for now. And this will expand our timeline window. So now we can see our timeline here. I'm going to collapse the audio meters a little bit. And now we can continue adding in our windows or panels. So if we go back up to window, we can start to add in the panels that aren't visible. So for example, essential sound, we're going to open that up, click and drag this to the left side. We can also go up to window, Lumetri color, and then click and drag this to the left side. Then we can go up to window, Lumetri scopes. I'm going to close this a little bit and then click and drag these to the right. So that way Lumetri scopes is in the top right, program monitor is in the center. Going to make the center a little bit bigger here. Go back up to window. We have the properties panel, can open that up. Properties panel can go next to effects controls essentially. So right there. Then we have the search panel. So if we open that up, we can dock this into the top right. That'd be a good spot for it. And then the text panel, we can dock in the left. I find it nice in the left, nice and long. That way I can see all the scripts when they populate on the left side here. And I believe that is everything. If I missed something, let me know. I can reply to you in the comments section, but a lot of these I don't really use that much. Or if I do, I'll do it once in a while. And then like I mentioned, for extensions, I usually just open them up and then dock them off screen. You won't be able to see it, but essentially it's just on my MacBook as I showed you earlier. Now, one thing I showed you the last time I made one of these videos is that you can actually change the way the tabs are being displayed inside the panel group. If you click on the hamburger menu at the top of one of the panels, you can choose panel group settings and you can choose stacked panel group. And this will display them all as tabs essentially. And you can toggle between them with one click, which is really nice. But what I found is using it this way, there are some limitations and glitches. In the Lumetri color specifically, it's a little hard to navigate, scroll down, and get through the different options. Same with effects controls is a little tricky as well. So it really depends on the panels themselves, but I've leaned to not use this function. But you may choose otherwise, but I've kind of gotten away of this feature, but I wanted to include it in this video because it is a very unique setting that you can turn on if you wish. So I'm going to go back to the original and I'm not going to keep with the stacked panel group like that. I like them all at the top, even though it takes 2 clicks, depending how many panels you have. If they're all stacked on top of each other, you have to go here and choose which one you want, but I just like this a little bit better. The next and kind of getting to the last step here is just to arrange them in the correct order that you wish. So I'm going to put markers at the end. I'm going to put text next to graphic templates. I'm going to put Lumetri color probably next to effects there. And then we have program source, effects controls, property, audio mixer. I'm going to put Lumetri scopes in front of that, and then the search panel at the end. And this all looks pretty good. Once you have everything the way you'd like it, you can go back up to your Workspaces button and go to Save changes to this workspace. That way, let's say if you go to a different workspace such as audio and you go back to that one, it'll save that workspace. And I should have said this at the beginning of the video. The goal of this is to try to make a workspace where all the different aspects, whether it's Lumetri color, graphics, audio, is all in one workspace and you don't have to jump from one to another. Now, the only thing that this workspace doesn't really do well with is vertical videos. Now, fortunately, there's a nice vertical layout. If you go over to Workspaces, you can change it to vertical. And to be honest, I've been using this workspace when I'm working on Instagram Reels or different vertical videos. And this has worked out really nice. The only caveat and downside is that it's on the right side and I have to turn my head, but it's not that big of a deal. There's nothing really you can do about it because the timeline needs to be wide and this needs to be tall. And you can't really put it in the center because then it splits the timeline in half essentially, unless you had a really tall monitor, which that is one regret I have, is not getting like a very tall monitor. I wish my monitor was a little bit taller, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad. So there you go. That's my workspace setup inside Premiere Pro 2025. If I update it in the future, I'll make a new video or let you guys know what changes, but that's my current workspace setup. Let me know if you have any questions or your thoughts down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. But that does it for this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.